Welcome back to this week's Real Country File. Thanks to Sykes and Picker Vans that are sponsoring this week's episode. They make a lot of tools for automotive and agriculture, and later on we're going to see one of the toolboxes that they've made getting fitted to a New Holland. But anyway, we'll have a look as well at a sheep mover. So how Fiona Wilshaw moves her lambs and ewes around at lambing time around the yard. But before that, we're going to head over to Stephen Lowe, who's got a sneak peek of a big auction coming up of some classic tractors. So over to Stephen.
On this week's edition of The Real Country Farm, we have got a sneak preview of one of the most eagerly anticipated tractor sales, vintage tractor sales, that I think there's happening anywhere in the UK this year. My guest, Pete Marquis. Pete, you've a bit of a collection here.
Yeah, we've a few of ours, what we've gathered up. So they're all classed as classics. Everything's over 25-year-old. Most of them are diesel tractors, and they all fire up key. They're not that old that you're winding handles around and trying to get them going. And we've built them up as a collection, as an investment. We've just bought another farm, and it's time to cash some of this investment in now.
All right,
and that's what we're going to do, yeah. So we've 100 of them coming up for sale.
So you've got farming businesses, you've got demolition.
Yeah, we've a few farms. We have the demolition with a few farms. We've a bit of all sorts going on with sandwich shops, lap dancing bars, you name it. We're like jack of all trades, master of none.
You've got a bit of everything. So you've amassed this collection then, and you always saw it as an investment.
It was an investment purpose. That's why we were buying it. There was a certain reason. We sold some property what we could roll into them for tax purposes, and we bought some on that basis and other things. And we've amassed like 100 tractors about us.
Right.
Just over, I think. It's about 180, I think, at auction.
So you've met some characters then, if you've bought 100
I've met some characters.
Tractors.
I've met some proper characters, all into Europe, up to Scotland, in Ireland. I've been all over buying them. And proper lads. And so the plan is, we'll sell these, or we'll sell, everything's on reserve, you know, we're not going to give anything away.
No.
Because they're all good, straight things. We'll sell what we sell, and then the rest will come back at shed here. And then we'll build it up again over next. The money will go into the new farm as a director's loan, and then it'll be paid back to us slowly, and then we'll build the collection up again, and in 3 years' time we'll have another sale.
So in terms of investment, if you look at year on year, maybe at last 10 years, they've been as sound as anything, haven't they?
These will have averaged between 12 and 16% a year.
Well, that's more than sound. That's phenomenal, isn't it?
There's somewhere around there, between 12 and 16%, certainly for the last 4 years.
Right. And do you think that's just people getting a bit of nostalgia? And
I think it's same as anything. These are the tractors we drove when we were kids. Yourself, and similar to me, we drove these when we were kids. And there's a period of time when people will buy these, and it's now. I mean, it's like the old cars and things. We have a few cars about us, and the cars that were like the old hand start things, and you're going back to your 40s and that wind is nearly gone.
Yeah.
But anything like you get into your 80s, as you see, we have some classic Fords about us, that wind is here now, because they were the cars we wanted when we were kids.
Yeah.
Couldn't afford. People got to mid-age, paid the mortgage off, they can afford one now, so they'll buy one.
We've covered, some wonderful Ford County restorations at Christmas for my personal favourite tractor. That money's gone super strong in that market. Is there one, with Massey Ferguson's, with John Deere's, David Brown's, is there one, are they all neck and neck, or is there one that you think will make
There's a Ford 7000, they seem to be bad to find. I bought that out of Ireland off a lad over in Dungannon in Ireland, and I chased one at Euro auctions up to 25,000 quid for it, and I pulled out at 24,500, and I didn't quite get that for this one, but it took a bit of buying, and I think that'll be the strongest selling tractor we have here on the day. There might be some make more, but actually that'll be the one that there will be a lot of interest in.
They will. And I noticed you've a Muriel.
Yeah, with a Muriel there. That'll be an interesting one.
Yeah.
See what that does. I mean, they're not the counties, are they? But it will be, there's a lot of... Everything's clean and tidy. That fence back there, that was the first fence into the UK. They come into Lancashire, that. First fence into Lancashire, so I say. It was on Air Edge.
Yeah.
We've got some very, very good clean stuff. And we've got two bites at cherry, really, because A small farmer could use a lot of these.
Yeah.
They go to work, you know.
Yeah.
All them would go to work. They're on the button. They do a job, and also they would collect. So we should have a chance of 2 hits really.
So next Saturday,
23rd, Saturday 23rd, 10 o'clock at our yard at Briar's Farm at Lear and Preston. Cheffins are doing the auction. All the details are on their website.
so if you look on there, there's all the internet bids on Cheffins. If you
There's
see
internet
something on the
bids and
video
bids,
today
yeah.
that you want to stick a bid in there, then that's...
Speak to Cheffins. There's online bidding, obviously, on the day, and there's also bidding on the field.
Yeah.
And it'll be anyone wants to have a ride out, come and have a look. You know what I mean? It will be a good day. Even if you only buy the burger and a can of pop, you're like,
Well,
you'll have a good day out.
There's 100 tractors, but I think Mrs. Law might just... I think I might can of pop. It's probably all I'll get
There's 100 tractors, a couple of wagons, some combine harvesters. There's some Land Rovers in it. I think with a couple of Series 3 Land Rovers, they'll be interesting. Loads of people after them.
Yeah, big time.
A Defender Land Rover. And yeah, there's quite a number of parts and bits and bobs. It will be a good day. It'll be a good, interesting auction, and it should do its job quite well.
Well, we'll put a link underneath so that you can click on and have a look at the full itinerary of what's in the catalogue on the sale day. I'll be coming down. I'll have a look and see what things make. But I appreciate the sneak preview.
No problem at all.
It's,
If anyone wants to have a look at anything, you know, this next week, you know, before the auction, just give us a shout. Viewing day is the day before on the Friday, but if someone wants it before that, they can just give us a shout and come and have a look.
There you go. Well, like I said, we'll put them details underneath. Really appreciate it. Look round
No
your shed,
problem.
mate.
No
Superb.
problem at all.
Good luck with the sale.
We'll see how we go on. Cheers.
Some interesting machines in there. I better keep your hands in my pocket if I go. Anyway, from Blackpool sort of way direction, Lancashire basically, to Staffordshire, to the Sykes and Pickavans workshop where they're fitting a toolbox that they've made for a New Holland tractor. So over to them and let's see what's going on with their design engineer Mark.
The Loadstar range of toolboxes is bespoke and made to order and can be fitted to all types of tractors and excavators. They're designed for the driver to be independent when working away from his base, meaning the operator can do their own repairs. The tools can be segregated inside the box to allow for PPE, fluids, tools and small equipment such as power tools. The bespoke elements include lighting, weight hangers, vice mounting points, hammering plates, lockable drawers and cash slots. If you have your own requirement, then you just have to ask. Loadstar toolboxes are made here in the Midlands, and Mark Stones, the designer, tells us more.
Alright guys, I just thought I'd do a little video on this these storage boxes and toolboxes that I've just finished on this New Holland 190. It's this box here I've just designed to fit as a side bin storage for ratchet straps and other bits and pieces the lads want on the machine. So I'll just take the padlock off, put it on top, the door just drops down and it goes all the way back underneath the cab. The door also acts as like a little shelf for when they're emptying stuff out, they can put it on there. And then going around the other side, I've just finished the other box. So this is the other box I've fitted to the other side, and it just undo that, and then we just, it's a bit stiff because the paint's still a little bit wet, and it pulls out. It's a twin roller drawer. So, and they just push back in, and then there's just a separate compartment for all the PTO spares and everything else, etc. And yeah, thank you for everybody that's been liking my stuff so far. There's more to come.
Farm contractor Andrew Kendall has been using his Loadstar Toolbox for some time.
Toolbox is made by Loadstar. Everything that I want is in the place I want it. Can't fault the damn thing, it's brilliant.
Pricing is dependent on your requirements, but generally ranges from between £1,500 to £3,500. The order book is growing, so make sure you get your inquiry into us as soon as possible.
Great stuff. Toolboxes nowadays just aren't big enough on tractors, and you always find that you've not got enough stuff with you if you have a breakdown in the field, so I can see them being very useful. Now, over to Fiona, who's moving her sheep round in a novel way.
Hi there, it's me, Farmer Fee. So today we are moving some ewes and lambs into the nursery from the maternity ward. So watch along and you'll see how we get on. So this is our maternity ward where all of the ewes and lambs first go after they have given birth. They have been in here for a few days and all the ewes are doing well and the lambs are drinking and nice and strong, so it's ready for them to move out. I'm also joined by Farmer Erin, one of our agriculture students. So she is just picking out the lambs as these are moved first into the trailer. And this just makes sure that they don't get squashed by the ewes as we move them. You may be able to hear that the ewes are making a little bit of noise, and that's just while they're momentarily separated from their lambs until they're reunited in the big pens. The next job was to let all of the ewes out of their little pens and into the edges of the shed, and then we loaded them up into the trailer. That was the last one, and then we closed up, ready to hit the road on a short journey round the farm. So this shows the lambs safely in front of the trailer and the ewes in the back.
Who's this?
My mum.
Why couldn't it go in the trailer?
Because it wants to sit on my knee.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Go! Seatbelts on!
We're going to have a little ride.
We have now just arrived at the nursery pen, so first of all we will let the ewes out and they just nicely run in, wondering where the lambs are, but we will let them out in a second and then they will follow and be reunited. We just find it slightly easier to carry the lambs rather than trying to ask them to all walk whilst they're still quite young. So this is a good opportunity for us to get a few cuddles in on the job. So our ewes and lambs are now reunited in the nursery pen, so it's just the job for them to find each other and learn to recognise their own mum from all the other sheep in the shed, because only their mum will let them drink the milk. So it's a little bit of tough love for the lambs, but it doesn't take them long to get settled, and then that is job done.
Thanks, Fiona. How is your lambing time going? Has it been an easy time or a difficult time? Let us know in the comments. We'd be interested to see how everyone else is getting on. Anyway, many years ago, 40 or 50 years ago, Angela's dad invented the lamb pram. It's still in use now, 40 years later, and so it's the best £5 he's ever spent. Has anyone else ever made any sort of contraptions for doing that? If you have, get in touch and we'll feature them in a week or so. Anyway, thanks once again for watching this week's Real Country File. Thanks again to Sykes and Vic Evans for sponsoring this episode. Don't forget you can check out their Loadstar Toolboxes on their website and all of the things that they do. The link will be below this video. I'm hoping it's going to dry up. We managed to drill some wheat, 150 acres of Skyfall wheat last Saturday. So 8 days ago now. It's been cold and wet ever since. It might fail. It failed the first time. We were patching up where we'd had failed wheat from last year. The drill is the drill's amazingly clean considering the conditions it was in, but perhaps not so if you look at the wheels. How are you getting on? Are you waiting for some dry weather like me? Let me know. And have you had rain today? Because we're getting it. So thanks for watching this week, and I'll see you all next time.